So we've been moving through this campaign extremely fast, which I really like. Let's go ahead and check over the info addicts and see exactly who is technically winning the game. And briefly, I wanted to show what this tab looks like in the info addicts. I know there are some people that are suggesting that I use this more often, but this is only war. This is just showing us the wars. Oh man, this is complicated. So what I'd have to do is I'd have to like click on this, and I wonder if can I add civs? I can. Okay, so I'd have to click here, then add China and Mongolia. So there we go. So that's kind of the best way I can possibly kind of get a better grip on who's all at war with each other. So we do see that going on right now. I guess it might be better if we, because this is the coalition that has appeared. And I believe, yeah, I think this is everything. So Germany, Austria, and Rome at war with the Ottomans, Russia, Poland, Morocco, Songhai, the Zulu, Korea, China, and Mongolia. And I believe that is everything, right? No, and there's also the coalition against Poland, Russia, and the Ottomans. They're facing a whole bunch too. So it's pretty complicated right now, and it's a huge mess. Anyways, let's check on population. Who's number one in population? We have the Inca over in the corner, actually surrounded by a lot of forests, but maybe they're chopping that stuff down and maybe building up more farmland. Germany with a lot of growth and a pretty big military as well. America doing well too, but I don't think they're going to be able to hold on to that for very long. They have no military. So anyways, again, take this all with a grain of salt. It's really early in the campaign, so this is kind of premature to be looking at this information, but I think it's still interesting somewhat. Crop yields right now is China, so they have access to the most crop. I'm actually surprised that Rome doesn't have more. I mean, this is crop yield, so actually we should be looking at land area. Yeah, Rome is technically the biggest empire in terms of tiles under their control. Then it's China, then it's Russia, then it's the Ottomans. Anyways, let's check on manufactured goods. Rome doing also really well. But is Rome close enough to their allies? Germany's powerful, and that is a very, very good ally to have to the south. They don't really have to worry about, well, I mean, they could really use a German Aztec border. That would really help out the Romans in the north if eventually Bismarck takes over the Assyrian capital. That way, because I think the Aztecs are going to pose a pretty significant threat to the Romans. In terms of the north, there's really nothing they can do. I mean, England's going to be a buffer zone, but the Ottomans and Russia together, because they are on the same team, will be kind of tough to defend, I guess. But Rome is pretty far to the south, and they're even going with another settler. Anyways, let's continue to check in on more. Military manpower, biggest thing, most important thing, the Inca at 54,000. But they're in the corner, so they're okay. The Koreans, that's why the eastern hemisphere of this world has a bigger military. I think it's because the Inca haven't been at war yet, or they haven't been involved in a conflict themselves. Yes, their team has, but not themselves. So they've really just been able to rebuild, as well as keep in mind, the native powers are going to do better in the beginning of the campaign because that's when their unique units and their unique bonuses come in. And that's kind of the way it goes for a lot of these civs. Like, for instance, something, well, off the top of my head, possibly the African powers as well, somewhat. Somewhat for China, Korea, and Mongolia. They all get it around that medieval to Renaissance era time period where they get their unique units and stuff like that. So because of the way I base the teams off of regions, but at the same time I didn't even realize that the beginning of the campaign might end up being somewhat dominated by the natives, and then it'll kind of take over as depending on who's getting which bonuses and which eras. So anyways, Korea, then we have Germany with 44,000, Mongolia. They are in fact building up that military. China here. So look at that team right there. Korea, Mongolia, China, all in the top 5. Something to take note of. The Inca, the Aztecs, and the Mayans slightly further away. Germany's going to carry the team on their back, I guess. I mean, the Austrians are at 8, but actually, no, Germany, Austria. Where's Rome? Well, Rome is pretty far on the list. Why? They better build up that military if they have the most land to lose right now. So literacy, social standing, this is all individual as well. Happiness, individual. Technologies is the same, like we said. So pretty much, I mean, the Assyrians and the Arabians have fallen behind, and I don't expect them to survive this campaign, I don't think. Russia, Poland, and the Ottomans somewhat falling behind, but 3 techs is not really that bad. It's not the end of the world, at least. Rome with 6 cities, China with 5. And again, there will be some civs that will be fighting this campaign on their own. So Rome might be a super big power. Imagine that. But they lose Germany and Austria, and they'll be fighting multiple civs at the same time. Even if they're super powerful, you never know. 3 medium-tiered civs could take on 1 big one. I really like the possibilities that we're about to see here. Anyways, let's go to the next video. Oh, I'm sorry, next video. Next turn. Poland has escaped. Poland, Russia, and the Ottomans, if I remember the teams correctly. That's going to be a big issue, I think, if we end up doing a bigger campaign, is just remembering, boom, Fez has fallen. And now the Moroccans have to make a choice. Do they go back and defend their capital, or they, continue to try to take out a Roman puppet? I don't think that's a very smart move. I don't think that's going to be a good move to make. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Aztecs have taken a city from Poland. Bam. And that Aztec border is coming closer to the Romans. Although, something to keep in mind for the Aztecs, they better watch out for Mongolia. I think this is also kind of a perfect-sized map. I experimented with this briefly. Whoa, look at all this. Austria trying to defend their borders as best as they can, but the Mongolians were able to send over a force to those lands. Again, with the native powers kind of building up all these wonders. What is China doing? China's at war with Austria, but they're also obviously at war with Germany and Rome. Are they really going to try to make... they could be... they're at war with other people. I think they might be at war with other people. That's definitely a possibility. Definitely, though, the native powers have kind of run away with the score somewhat. About 100 points, a little bit above 100 points. Okay, so Songhai has built the Petra, but I don't believe there's any desert. There's only 1 desert tile next to... because there has to be some sort of desert next to the capital, or I believe, to build the Petra. Not much desert, so they won't be able to utilize that too much. Did the Moroccans retreat? They didn't retreat. I don't know if the Romans just kicked them out or what, but the Moroccans are going to lose their capital. And there will be a whole new force that needs to be realized. Austria is kind of screwed in the corner. They will probably be destroyed, but Poland and America have peaced out. I'm really hoping that no one's peacing out for any cities just yet, because I will not see it. Well, we'll see it eventually, because I'll notice the resistance icon, but still, that's going to be more complicated. I think Poland is going to be safe. They're still at war with the natives. America's denounced Russia. Oh, wait a second. Germany has no melee units. Rome could try to take this from them. I have a feeling, though, that Germany's going to peace out with the Africans before that happens, though. America's publicly denounced Russia. Mongolia's denounced Russia. Korea has denounced Russia. Ooh, I wonder why. Russia seems to be doing okay. Oh, because the coalition just ended with Poland, I'm thinking. Russia, Poland, and the Ottomans. They might be just denouncing them on the sake of they don't like Poland, too. That could happen. I'm not entirely sure about that. This is why they're building so many wonders. They've got a lot of production. We have the Assyrians. And that's another thing. Because the map is so drastically different in different sort of hemispheres, we should have realized that, the Mayans and Inca, being kind of near more forest and hills, are going to have more production. But again, they're never going to be unified. The Aztecs, the Inca, and the Mayans are never going to be connected. They're on the opposite ends of the map, whereas we already see China and Korea together. We technically see America and Canada together. The Germans and the Romans might eventually form a very, very good border here on the western side. But we'll see. Yep, they did it. They did peace out. Kind of a mistake there. It's kind of interesting because I'm glad that they're peacing out, because I feel like if we were on deity difficulty, we'd be down to already maybe, 7 civs we only have 1 destroyed so far. So out of 20, we started with 21, but so I'm kind of glad that they're not going too crazy. That's a German mistake though. That's a German AI mistake. They should have had a melee unit, or they couldn't build it. That's possible too. Bam. Another wonder. So this actually, if you think about it, could end up benefiting the Chinese the most, because the Chinese or the Koreans are closest to Cusco. And well, this wonder was built by the Mayans, but this could also benefit the Russians, which the Russians kind of need this because it looks like Poland is not going to be able to survive in the middle here. I don't think Poland has found Judaism. Well, at least they have a religion, so that's good. That's a start, right? Reformation belief has been added. Again, we'll be checking in on religion in the next video. I will definitely be doing that. I probably should check on. I think I'm going to change the format of my AI only battles, at least in terms of what I talk about. I'll probably look at religion at turn 100 and look at Info-Addicts in turn 150. We probably should swap those out because, like I said, Info-Addicts should be really taken with a grain of salt. You know, this is actually probably a pretty good time to check in on exactly what wars are still going on. I know there have been a few peace deals so far. There's another one. So it would probably be a good idea to maybe check exactly who's still involved in different conflicts around the world. Okay, let's see here. Info-Addicts, global relations, bam. Okay, good. So we don't have that many wars going on so far. We have, oh, wait a second. Okay, good. Just making sure. So we have the Eastern European powers versus the African powers. So Zulu, Songhai, Morocco versus Poland, Russia, and the Ottomans. That's not that bad. Songhai hasn't been aggressive at all so far. And I don't know if the Chinese are launching a sneak attack or what. And I think that is okay. The Zulu aren't next to anybody except... Yeah, no, I don't think they're next to anybody. Excuse me. Actually, now that I think about it, it might have been easier if... it might be a lot easier for me, at least, to commentate this if more civs were destroyed. So I'm guessing the Chinese are about to declare war on somebody, and that might be the Romans. Germany really needed to connect those empires. That was an issue. Germany really needed to take over Morocco because Germany could have a much better chance at defending Rome. But maybe China's not going after Rome. Well, maybe they are because there's not an open borders agreement. It looks like there isn't going to be an open borders agreement. But then why would you... Man, that's a pretty big force. And Rome does not have the military to defend that just yet. So that is... Oh, gosh. Okay, so we have the African powers going to war with the Eastern Asian powers. Zulu are going to have to deal with the Koreans and the Chinese, which should be fun and entertaining to watch. Actually, Songhai might actually be able to finally play a role because they can go after Shanghai. Mongolia is for the most part by themselves, so they're fine. They're going to be safe either way. The Incans, the Aztecs, and yeah, I mean, the native powers, unless they don't really have a big role either. When they declare war, it's not a huge deal because they are so split off. Ooh, now that's going to make things a little bit more complicated for the Zulus to survive this. Well, maybe not, because now the Assyrians and the Polish have gone after it. It is turn 133, and we cannot catch a break. I swear we cannot catch a break. Again, I'll view over all this stuff, and we'll see exactly who ends up surviving. Not sure if Germany is back at war with somebody. Who knows? Also, I don't believe there is a truce in this, is there? If Rome was declared war by England, does that necessarily mean that Canada has to wait to go to war with Germany for 10 turns? I don't think so. So then it's like, boom. Like, let's say Rome was wiping England's booty, I guess, in a weird way. That's a weird way to put it. But and then less than 2 turns later, they go back to war, and England didn't have a chance to rebuild. That might be a possibility, which would make things complicated. Ooh, Arabia might grab themselves a city. Maybe make them... Oh, England's not in a good situation here. Yeah, England is not in a good situation. Although, because China is in their territory, that's kind of helping them out. But China's leaving. Well, yeah, they need to go and fight the Zulu. So can the Zulu survive this? This is going to be a big question. The Zulu are on the verge of grabbing their MPs. Actually, they have MPs. If the Zulu are going to survive, this is the best time for them to do so. This would be the best time to do so. So we'll see how that works. I also do believe that some nations will have... Bam, Arabia did grab the third city. I believe it will be harder to keep up in research without a team member. We should probably check in on that. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Yeah, hopefully. Well, I don't even know because, like I said, before I make a comment about wanting more civs to be destroyed, you know, it seems like they're somewhat keeping up. I mean, this could just be on the fact that Assyria and Arabia aren't super good at technology at the moment, but I want to know exactly how big of an impact of losing a nation, like how big of an impact will that make on technology if a nation gets destroyed. I don't think there is actually an impact, but I don't know. Not 100%. But that would be a really, really big deal because that means that if someone just stays with 3 civs for long enough, then they're going to have a better technology bonus than everybody else. That'd be a huge deal. So the Aztecs, the Incans, and the Mayans can just survive. They'll pull out way ahead in technology, then they have a better chance of defending themselves, even if they're fighting more wars against more civs. And they're, you know, they might be more separated. I don't know. We'll see. Assyria and Mongolia are now friends. Because the Zulu are kind of making an offensive move for Canadian territory, it's kind of leaving them open for an attack against from the Koreans. Kind of a big mistake there, but we'll see if he can hold them off now, the Middle Eastern powers, but that's fine. Assyria and Arabia were not close to at least the Zulu. I'm focused here on the Zulu. The Zulu, I think, have the most interesting point so far here because they're fighting so many different sides. Ooh, they might actually end up taking Kingston. Won't they? America might try to take back Mecca as England possibly gets destroyed, although I think the Arabians are going to probably retreat back. York will be destroyed by the, is going to be captured. No, London is going to be captured by the Ottomans, which is a big deal. That's the English capital. Unless, of course, England goes and they destroy this pikeman. Boom, Kingston has fallen to the Zulu. But now the Koreans are moving in. But is it too late? Is it too late? It might have been too late. The Koreans should have attacked earlier. I'd say a turn or two ago. Ooh, that's a big military there that the Incans have. It's a very big military. I have a feeling that I've been saying so many countries wrong or referred to so many countries as the wrong name because I'm just so confused. In my head, I'm trying my best to keep up with all this. I'm pretty sure this has been very, very messy in terms of my recognition of certain nations. I probably called England like Persia multiple times. I don't know if that's like the example. I'm just saying like that's just throwing that out there. So the Ottomans will not destroy London. And if someone doesn't get a melee unit over here, Arabia will take York though. And I think America has kind of retreated, but boom, they took over York and they might even take over London, which is kind of crazy because Arabia is a part of the Middle Eastern powers that are only down to 2 civs. And they'll be with, 5 cities. Smack dab in the middle, though, that's going to be tough to defend. Very, very tough to defend. Can't believe the Aztecs have kind of been uncontested. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Germany had really stifled, is that the word? Kind of leveled off Assyria from the very beginning. I don't think they're ever going to be able to recover from that. So the Assyrians just have to really worry about the Mongolian border from now on. But anyways, in terms of score, we have the Team 6, Native American powers, then the Eastern powers here at Team 8, about 150 points behind, a little bit more than 150 points behind. Middle of Europe seems to be doing good, and they're not too far behind. Obviously, at the bottom, we have the Middle Eastern powers, and then the European colonies. I'm sorry, the English colonies. England and their colonies not doing so well in terms of score at all. But that isn't too much of a surprise. Anyways, guys, I'm about to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.